Hello, friends of the world. I don't know. How do I speak to people on YouTube? I don't know. I think should we call them friends of the world?
Yeah,
Yeah,
YouTube
very
stars.
old.
I know. I feel that I
You
feel
sound like 1,000 years old, which is
Mm.
you. It's okay.
yeah, but I don't know how to connect with these youngsters because YouTube is
Youngsters,
not.
young bloods.
Yeah, but YouTube is used by like every kind of people, right? It's not
Yeah.
that young people. Okay, anyways, welcome to episode 4 of Shanghai Tripod, and today we are talking and trying to answer a very interesting question, which
Mhm.
is, are Chinese people not religious?
Are Chinese people not religious?
Yes, because like this perception in the like, I'm trying to introduce what I felt before coming to China, right? Before coming to China, I heard these things about Chinese being a very strict communist country and
Mhm.
a socialist country where religion and all that stuff are not given as much importance. Of course, there are minority communities who believe in religion, but majority of the so-called Han
Mhm.
Chinese, which constitutes to like almost 96% of the population, don't
Mhm.
really believe in religion. And that was my perception. And when I came here, I found that not being entirely true. I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're religious, but I found a lot of people with their own belief systems, own superstitions, belief, and stuff like that. So that's why I was always curious about this question from a Chinese perspective. So what do you say, Tongu?
Yeah, it's very interesting to know that there is this stereotype because I didn't know that from before as a Chinese.
Who's the stereotype? Which side are we? Yeah, taking as
I
a
think
stereotype.
yeah, but Dongo is gonna answer it from as a Chinese person. What does
So,
she
so,
think?
so my question for you guys, okay, you guys, is that foreigners think Chinese don't have religious belief, like most of Chinese people, because it's a communist country.
Mm.
That's the reason.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
actually,
so.
I'm not sure because see, as being from India, I always believed that Chinese people were Buddhist for some reason. I like there were monks everywhere doing kung fu and tai chi and stuff like that. When I was young, of course, not now. Uh, but when I came to China, I actually realized that not so many people are Buddhist, and not so many people. So that made me believe in the Western perception of Chinese communist concept, where religion is not encouraged, and people don't really people are not religious, including Buddhist. They're not really religious, and only people who are religious are people who are from the minority community.
Yeah. Actually, what you said is right. When I grew up, I also thought the religious belief of Chinese is also Buddhism.
Mm.
I did not know that I thought Buddhism is the biggest, the largest religion in the world.
Mm.
Until I like went to school, then I realized it's not. Is Christianity is the biggest, and then what is the second? Maybe Islam, right?
Yeah, Islam.
Yeah. So I had no idea about the other religions apart from Buddhism, and our textbook told us that China has this freedom of religious belief. You can follow any religion you want, but it's not allowed to propagate a religion in unapproved
Manner.
yeah, or unapproved areas. That's what
Platforms
I
and
always
regions.
had in my mind. So I did not know that, like, how do I say, like people had this stereotype that Chinese are atheists.
So I think it'd be interesting to know what you think, Jacob, because you are a part of a minority community, and you had experiences growing up in China as a religious person, or at least as a person with certain belief system. What do you think? Is China?
Yeah, first I would say like we're talking about like this mainland China under this current regime, right? And I would say when I was growing up, because I'm from like the Inner Mongolia part, where like we also celebrated Mongolian cultures, meaning like we know like different tribes and all. So we have our own beliefs in different tribes in different ways, mostly like voodoo stuff or like shaman stuff, you
Like
know.
paganism, more like paganism.
Yeah, yeah. So like we've seen some like from the Korean movie, the Welling, right?
Mm.
They were like shamans with like masks and doing dances and killing chickens, and we have those type of stuff in our uh, culture. And yet also like on the way to the school, we have like a Catholic church and a Christian church, and we have a Taoism, Taoism temple.
Huh.
So they were like some old uh, what do we call 道长? What do we
Monk.
call them?
Monks.
The Dao monks with like
Taoism monks.
yeah, Taoism monks with like super long. I till today still think it's fake beard they put on like the Beijing opera. Yeah, we have that, and we have lamas in our Mongolian Buddhism. So lamas were on the street holding beer, drinking and eating and fighting. It's-
Localized llamas.
yeah. They're like very chill. They're like the best. They're living the best lives even today. Like all the lamas are considered like a really comfortable job. They can get married and they can do a lot of things that we thought lamas shouldn't do. Yeah,
What? Oh, so Mongolian llamas can get married and
yeah, they can get married. I don't like I don't represent that. I didn't study it, but I've heard from the people some of the lamas have wives. So yeah, and also we have like a big Huimin, so Chinese Muslim community. Like it's a district. It's like Brooklyn of New York or something. Like we have basically a Muslim district with like beautiful food. So we grew up in that mess, and we grew up also watching A Journey to the West. So it's like a combination of Buddhism and Taoism and Chinese like folklores. Like this Buddhism. Oh, sorry. This Chinese Buddhism monkey king. It's like touring down like both the Taoism heaven and goes for some Buddhism journey. So yeah, it's very. I felt like okay, I thought that's, but also I thought that's Buddhism, but later I realized it has like all these different genres and categories to fall in.
Yeah, that's a very good point because in my memory, I also could not differentiate between Buddhism and Taoism because in our culture, right, not on the books, but in our culture, like when this funeral, especially when funeral happens, and the rituals we do in the funerals is a mix of Buddhism and Taoism, or some random shit that people believe. They just follow other people. They just do the same thing that whatever like the other villages tell them to do, or other funerals do. So it looks to me it looks like a mix of Buddhism and Taoism, and I think because Taoism is like Chinese local. Can you call it paganism? It is, right?
Authentic.
Maybe.
Yeah, and Buddhism is original from India. So when Buddhism came to China, it got localized together with Taoism. So these two things, I can hardly tell them apart.
I think one of the things which when people say whether a country is religious or not is what we call institutional, like institutes of religion, like a Vatican or like a mosque. There are institutions which are propagating a certain kind of religious belief system. Like in US, there are a lot of US based Christian groups, like Mormons are also Christian, and there's Vatican Christian, there are conservative Christians, and there are Angelican. Muslims also, there are a variety of Muslims. There's Hindu culture, there's Sikh culture. So there's a lot of like these institutes, like organizations,
Mm.
which are responsible for their own propaganda. I think when the perception comes in that China is not a religious country, I think most of them mean this, that there is no a central organization which is propagating and handling religious belief systems, right? Like you have a church which might be there in Mongolia, but they might not have any connection to the Vatican. I'm just assuming, and I'm not sure whether that how it works, but or like this Buddhist or Taoist belief. There are a lot of great architectural builds in China dedicated to Buddhist religion and also related to Taoist culture. And eventually they all become like a god, like what Japanese have made, combined Buddhism and Shintoism, like into a combined religion. So it has become like that. But but when you talk to people at an individualistic level, when you meet some people, and if you ask them that are you religious, 90% of the times, at least from my own experience, the answer has been no, I'm not religious. They might still have certain kind of affiliation towards like, oh, I know about Buddhism, I know about Taoism, I know about a certain religion, but I would not call myself a Buddhist. I will call myself, I don't know, atheist or a party member. I don't know, whatever it is.
Right.
But
Yeah. That's a good point because, I think this is where the stereotype is from. Communist Party members are not allowed to be religious. They should believe in Marxism,
right,
not any other religions.
right.
Yeah. Meaning, like, basically, if you want to be a public servant in China or like get a job in government-related facilities, you cannot believe in any religions.
Yeah. But as a citizen, if you don't belong to any party,
Go
then
nuts.
you can do anything you want.
Yeah, but but if there is no institutional support for a religion, for religion, what happens is that it just dies on because religion is based on this fake set of rules and regulation created by the organization. Like I'm an atheist personally, and I never got attracted to this religion-based organizations because they were not able to convince me on existence of their religion. Right? But they tried to do that with a lot of people. And they are able to. I think in China, one of the good things, or maybe for religious people, a bad thing, is that you can't really propagate and convince people that a certain religion or a certain God exists because the fundamental principle, overlying principle is that there's no God. So I think it's very difficult for people to convince you, right?
Yeah, because if you grew up in a non-religious environment, which I did, it's hard to be convinced there is some how do you call God, like some being or something,
supreme
being up there. It's just it has never been in your head, so it's just not imaginable, or it's just how can that be? That kind of question always I have.
But Jacob, do you at any point of your life believe in religion or were attracted towards any religious beliefs?
Yes, I would say before I know a lot of things, I would say like from my grandmothers and all the people around me, I'm just not even religious, just superstitious about like the things, the traditions that they say, when there's Chinese New Year, wear something red, things like that, just to adjust your positive feng shui and everything. So I think that mentality is actually from Taoism, like how to create positive vibes and everything. So, but it's been translated locally, like in so many different ways. But also, when you see on the news like old Ai tossing coins into the jet engine and delays the entire airport because she wants to pray for good luck and a safety flight, like people are trying to believe something. But it's like I would say just like Chinese food courts, like the religions are just catered there and each one has their own flavor, and you can pick different dishes just to suit your,
Needs.
personal preferences.
So
Yeah.
so that way there is no like set rules and regulation. Like for example, I think if you are born in a hardcore Christian country, let's say in one of the countries in Europe, and then you're born as a Catholic, Roman Catholic Christian, and then you are like imbibed with those rules and regulation, and you have to stick to it if you want to be a hardcore follower, of course.
Right.
You have to stick to it, and then you have to follow these rules and regulations. I can't have this, I can't do this, I can't do that, all of those things. Whereas when it comes to this personal choosing of religion, it's like, okay, that thing is convenient for me, I'll do that. So the Buddhism says that don't eat meat and all that stuff. But I don't believe in that Buddhism because I'm atheist. I believe in Buddhism of God, of money, God of money. Because
I felt like the fortune gods are like the most thriving religion business in China. Like there's so many fortune gods, like in all the religions that here. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I think that is a very interesting. I've seen a lot of my businessmen friends always have this worship to the fortune gods. You might also did you grow up with that kind of like worshipping a certain kind of deity for earning you good luck and good money?
This is one good thing about our belief system is that when it's convenient for you, you believe it. When it's not, you just forget about it.
Yeah.
This is my
pretty much. Yeah. Like I've seen like a lot of friends' kitchen has that little poster of the fortune god, and they have like a little shrine with like couple like fruits and stuff, but other than that, they're not really confounded by
I don't know about other religions because I guess some religions use like fear to stop people questioning them, right? But Buddhism or the local like
localized
Taoism that we have here, localized Buddhism we have here, they don't really stop you from doing anything and they don't scare you. So it's like pretty
they just
chill. Yeah, the worst thing is probably just scam you. You buy some incense stick, buy some candle in the temple, pay the ticket to the temple. Or donate some money to the temple. That's the maximum they do to you. And if you go like when you feel bad, when you feel like you need help, when you feel vulnerable, you go to this temple to pray or make a wish to the Buddha, to the statue, and you feel good about yourself, feel better. That is what religion is for. They don't ask you to
comply with the rules.
Yeah, there are not so many rules you have to follow.
Yeah, but I think this is the best form of religion. I think coming from a very so-called hardcore religious country like India, right? I think one of the things I've seen is that 99, this is again my personal opinion, 99% of the times religion has always worked against the people who believe in it. Or, like I find it like I was born into a religious family. But I think when I came to my senses, I immediately realized that it doesn't make sense. As in, at a very young age, I was like, this logic of somebody existing up in the air and governing us and commanding us doesn't make sense to me because I also studied science, right? So, and I know that there is no sun god. Sun is just a ball of energy, or there's no moon god. There's just a celestial thing. There's nothing personified about it. There's no person behind it. There's no person behind thunder. There's no person behind rain. Because I was lucky enough to get both sides of the knowledge. I got the knowledge from the religious side, which explained things in a very mystical manner. But I also was introduced to science, which explained me that water evaporates thanks to sun and which gets stored in the cloud, and rain, the process of rain, how it happens. So it became very difficult for me that I could not believe in both. Right? I can't have two facts. So it was easier for my brain to switch to the things which I could actually see and believe. So I feel that with Chinese religion compared to, let's say, a Western religion, Indian religion, is that, as Dongu rightly mentioned, there's no fear. like in India, I think one of the best ways people trap you into religion, as soon as you're born, uh, they create this environment of fear around you.
Right.
Subconscious, as in parents don't want to scare their kids, of course,
Mm.
but they subconsciously create this environment around the kid that, if you do this, some bad thing will happen. If you do that, certain bad thing will happen. And that actually results into this stigma or this taboo against talking against the religion. You suddenly just get trapped into this. Oh, what if I actually say something bad about my God, or whatever version of God they believe in, something bad will happen to me. I'm breaking a certain rule. So it's basically like, we are all taught that stealing is bad. Stealing is bad because it's against the legal system of the country, right? So now, even though you want to steal, let's say you go to a supermarket and you're really hungry, and then you see food, and you don't have money, even though you're tempted to steal, but that fear that if you get caught, it might result into bad things, right? I think similar fear, the mentality of that, psychic of that fear is created around people who believe in religious stuff. Even if they see that, oh, of course, it's logical, there is nothing about the sky, but they're too scared. They're too scared to say, what if it's there? Like this, what if?
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case. So I'd rather believe in this thing than use my brain. I think that thing I've not noticed in China, because one of the things beautifully done in China is that because of education, and then belief in science, and maybe belief in a little bit of capitalism, of like money, where you realize that money actually can solve most of the problems than any god, for that matter, because I think US and other capitalist countries also believe the same, that money actually can solve all the problems. But I guess the organizations which are controlling the religion are richer than normal people, so they are able to control them.
Yeah, like even the old school mentalities of believing in religions and gods. We talked about it with the friend Dragon, like lately. Like the mentality was that if people wants to pray for something, they go to a temple of their choice, and they toss in some money, pray for, like, basically say like, I want to get a job, or I want to get a wife, or like I want to get a boyfriend and stuff. Then that's the deposit mind. Then after they left, like within like a year, maybe they did get a job or a relationship, then they will say, oh, I have to go answer the prayer by like donating the ending part of the money, the second half of the deposit.
Last payment.
Yeah, last payment.
But do you, like, that day I was not really like, I did not want to answer her. But this is exactly how other religions also work. It's not that, it's a unique perspective to a Chinese, like, Dragon's perspective of, how religion works. Because religion works on this whole concept of give and take, like I give prayers to the...
Sorry.
I give prayers to my God, and my God answers back. I think one of the things which I find very unique is that they might not believe in religious, so-called religion as in a systematic religion. They believe in a lot of superstition, as in that is something which I find very... Yeah, so I think one of the things which I find very amusing about Chinese people, like local people here, is that they might not believe in so-called systematic, system-based religion, like, Christianity or Islam or Buddhism or whatever so-called religions of the world, but they are fairly superstitious. I would not say majority of them, but I've met a fair share of people who are very superstitious about a lot of things, especially things like, do you have to wear red if your zodiac sign is blah blah blah. Okay, again, things like zodiac sign, like this whole year of monkey, year of. I think that is also a kind of religion.
No, it's
Religious.
not religious. It's just superstition.
Yeah, it's like superstitious. Yes, I think lack of better words. I think we'll make it superstitious. But that there is a substantial amount of population in China which believes in year of dog, year of pig, and all that stuff. And I think that is also, if you ask me as an outsider, I would say it's religious. As in, I would not see it as a superstition. I would see it as, oh, you believe in year of animals and stuff like that. I don't know. Understand? Like as an outsider, I would say it is religious.
Yeah.
How do you defend it, Dongu?
Because it's not in. Sorry, I can't defend it. Yeah, you whatever you say.
So that.
But because I'm pretty sure that like none of the religions would take that as part of their rules.
Right.
You have to wear red underwear on the year of ox. If you're born in the year of ox.
Yeah.
But non-religion would say that, though they ever said anything like that.
No, but see, as an atheist, like, see, there are only two sides. Either you are, or maybe three sides. Either you are an atheist, or you are an agnostic who has doubts, or you are a religious person. There's no in between. So either you are an atheist who doesn't believe in any of this shit, right? You don't believe in year and all that, because a day is a day. It's because our Earth is orbiting around the sun, and then the day changes, and this day has nothing to do with any luck or good luck or bad luck or any. Actually, for that matter, even celebration of year is stupid, because surprise, surprise, we are celebrating birth of Jesus Christ, which is ridiculous. And we're still counting, the day from the birth of Jesus Christ to year. So I think even celebration of New Year and all those things are stupid, because I'm atheist. But it might mean a lot to somebody who is a Christian. So same way, Spring Festival means jack shit for me, right? It doesn't make any sense to me, because what are you celebrating? You're celebrating a circle of a lunar year. I don't see any purpose of celebrating that. Of course, it's a good commercial holiday, and I enjoy holidays. So thanks to that, I'm able to enjoy a good, peaceful time.
We believe in holidays.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Just get people off on holidays. It's like a what do you call this institutional thing, where you all gather together and decide that I'm going to use this certain amount of time to spend time with my family. Call it that. Call it a family time. Time off. Don't call it year of ox celebration or year of bull celebration.
So you are a follower of the religion of family.
I'm not. I'm saying, don't even give me that, because.
I mean, religions started as a religion, but they grew into a culture, a habit, like a part of life.
Yeah, but see, again, I'm not against people celebrating Spring Festival. It's a cool thing to do, because it's festive and it brings happiness to people. As an atheist also, I would enjoy a Christmas movie or a Christmas drink or a Christmas cake, because there's culture part of it. What I would be against is creating this fear-based system where you believe that, on a year of ox, you should wear, if you're born in a year of ox and this is a year of ox, you should wear red underwear. Or I should worship a god of money so that I can get a better job. However ridiculous it might sound, it's still religious, according to me. It is not practical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here is my practical side on the Chinese New Year ones. I'm not sure about Western religions, but I feel like the Asian religions I would dare to, like, especially Chinese religions, I would dare to call them like pod religions. So basically, I felt like the founder must smoke a lot of pot and tries to connect with the nature and everything. So the Chinese Lunar New Year has like 24 days of the season change, right? 24节气.
Yeah.
And Chinese New Year is when the Spring Festival basically means the spring is gonna come. So the celebration was everybody wears red and light up firecrackers to scare away the the monster that's called year, who will bring us some like disease and shit. Because when spring comes, people, when spring comes, a lot of the temperature comes back. So all the living creatures are started to like waken up from their winter sleep and or the trees start to grow. So that's the most that's the season that most of the like seasonal allergy people gets their allergies, or like flu and shit. So so people do that. They think it's a New Year monster is gonna give us new challenges or disease. So let's throw some firecrackers and scare the year monster away. So it was based on something connection with the nature, but then translated into like a celebration. I guess like also the founder of firecracker was trying to make a business at the beginning of this celebration, and he succeeded.
So I see this. Well, now what you're talking about is the history of how things would have come. Of course, every celebration which we do today might have some relevance in terms of why it started. But like the same way, we wear jeans today. We wear clothes made of machine. We moved on. We still don't use handmade clothes because 1,000 years ago we used to wear leather from killing an elephant. Right? The same way, I think if it's just a thing for convenience, like we don't need to use firecracker. We have stopped using firecracker in China, like at least bigger cities. So the scaring away of that monster is, people know that it's stupid. It's not real.
And the conspiracy I heard on the street this New Year was like people were like, see, they banned firecrackers, we got COVID. And the math adds up perfectly to me.
I think, see, this is exactly where I feel that there is a very thin line, or according to me, the line doesn't even exist. But for a lot of people, I think there's a very thin line between superstition and religion. It's like you hop skip away from religious. So as soon as you start believing in anything which is not scientifically proven or cannot be proven or cannot be overturned, then you are religious. I think I because probably I'm being a little bit more strict towards the definition of religion, religious belief. But I feel that there is a very thin line. Of course, Chinese people don't believe in so-called systematic religion of West, wherever the Middle East or other countries, Jewish and all. But they do believe in a lot of superstition, which makes them a religious person, according to me.
Yeah. Every time I ask my mom, "Are you religious?" and she's like, "So no." She's like 100% sure. No, I am an atheist. I don't believe in any religion. Then see in the year of the ox, like she buys red underwear, and then she when we go to a temple, right? A woman in period is not allowed to go into a temple or to go worship the Buddha, and she would follow that. So I'm like, did you not tell me that you're atheist? Like, yeah, but this, yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
But then you're not an atheist. I think there is this a little bit leeway. The definition of atheism, which is people use according to whatever is convenient. But I think the concept of atheism is that you don't believe in all these things at all, and because for me, unless you scientifically explain me that wearing a red underwear will make me a better person, I won't be convinced. Right? So
tell that to the people who believe in fashion. Sorry.
No, but I think it's this so-called whataboutism. Like, what if I, just in case. As soon as you go into that whole just in case territory, right? I think it's a slippery slope to religion. Just like, oh.
Yeah, but the good thing is here, you don't have other forces to like push you further into this religion thing.
Yeah.
So you don't get more religious because like nobody around you create this environment that like you have something to follow, or there's some God you can listen to, or you can pray to.
Right.
No, nothing is happening around us. So even when you have a little fear, or when maybe you get a little bit inclined toward religion, but there is no more further push into it.
Which I think is a good thing. As in, from my personal opinion, I think one of the big reasons why countries like US, loses out to a lot of, in terms of religion, it has ended up becoming one of those countries which selects their leader based on their religious belief. Like,
Right.
I know it might sound very critical of Americans, but I'm not criticizing Americans. The fact that the leadership choice, whether it's Trump or Biden or even Obama, who's supposed to be a very liberal president, could not openly come out and say that, oh, I don't believe in a fake fantasy God, right? I believe in science. He had to maintain this midway out where you think, I believe in fantasy land. It's basically saying that, okay, I believe in Harry Potter. And make me the president. I don't see anything different between somebody believing in Harry Potter and somebody believing in Jesus Christ.
We're not that lame.
They have to end their speeches with "God bless America." So
yeah, exactly. I mean, who the fuck is this God who's blessing only America?
It's the God that's on the dollar bill that God bless America. Fortune God.
So I feel that somewhere China has tried to distance itself from becoming God bless China kind of country. But I think still there are people at an individualistic level, because I guess people are not so confident about their own lives, and they always feel, it's probably a mental health issue where people feel vulnerable a lot of times, and then they are scared. And we live in a very complex world. There are a lot of questions which we can't answer for ourselves. So it becomes easier to say that there is somebody else who can help us out. I feel that is probably the big motivation for Chinese people to be a little bit more religious, because things are complex. Our modern life is very complicated, right?
Yeah.
To dress it up nicely, I feel like maybe the way I would try to put it is that China yet has not found a religion that represents the Chinese people's beliefs, and so far it's like a karma believed system. Like they just pick different parts from the religion that related with karma and cycles of life and things like that. They're like, maybe it's still very abstract to the Chinese people to find their religion. So maybe on the Chinese dollar bill it's just karma. Like I feel like all the basic Chinese believing system is somewhat like, you do good things will happen to you, and you do bad things will happen to you. If you're honest, then you shall meet honesty, or something like that, right? Yeah.
And also, like, karma sounds very similar to Karl Marx, so maybe it's easier.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's how they got into it.
That's what I heard.
Like, let's find that translator.
So yeah, it's like, oh, we believe in karma, and I'm like, oh yeah, you believe in Karl Marx. That's how it became.
Yeah, my grandma used to believe in karma, but then after
Karma or Karl Marx?
Karma.
Both.
Not Karl Marx.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because in her generation, when she grew up, before in the 40s, in the 30s, there was more religious influence. But when my mom grew up in the 60s, 70s, the country was going through this we call cultural revolution, right? So during that time, everything about religion got tossed. Like temples were turned into warehouses, and monks
more effective usage of
monks were told to go back home, no longer. So during that time, people grew up. Then from then, they just did not have any. I guess they were against religion instead of saying like they are religious.
Yeah, they were educated to like see it as an enemy.
Yeah. It's Karl Marx said, religion is opium, spiritual opium for people.
Like basically, the Chinese people back then took it very literally. Like, oh, it's bad, then let's
Well,
fuck
I
it
think
up.
it's a good thing they took it literally, as in, how do you not?
Yeah. In a way, like I feel what the current regime does right now is that they really took out a lot of the downside of the religion, like how like see basically the dark side or the lagging part that religion affects the society. They really took it out.
Hey, just out of curiosity, because I've met a lot of Asian people, especially Chinese people, who when they go out, as in when I say they move to another country for study or something, and then they are overwhelmed, especially our generation, the people of our age group, when we went out to study in, let's say, in US or with US and stuff like that. You get overwhelmed by people who are religious around you, and then you get into this, like I know a few people who just got convinced that oh, I should also be religious, and then they just try their luck. Donggu, did you also not try your luck with few religions?
I did not try my luck, but I was very curious because I was like, why would anybody believe in this, right? So I just really want to know why do they believe in this?
I thought you were one of the witnesses of Jehovah.
Yeah, I got preached 2 times by a Jehovah Witness. One time in Sweden, one time in South Korea.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so because it's a mystery for me. I'm too curious. So I went to the church a few times trying to figure out what they're doing there and why do they believe in whichever God they believe in. But just
Jehovah.
I was really touched by their dedication, their how do you say their faith in God. Even though I don't understand it, but I think this passion is nice.
Yeah, Christianity is known for touching things, The priests are so maybe you felt the touch.
I was not touched.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very old. Too old for that.
No, so what about you, Yakube? Did you have that experience where you were like because you moved to Canada when you were young?
Even before that, like I will say like 2 times I encountered religion. Maybe the second time I need you guys to tell me if that is an encounter. The first one is that in my class back in China middle school, like grade 7, 8, like we have a Chinese Muslim Hui Zu in my class, and one of the like tricksters kids tossed like a ham sausage 双汇火腿肠 into his backpack, and when he got angry and said who did it, and the trickster said I did it. So I was just walking on the street in school, and suddenly a guy just approached me from the back saying like, oh, I'm gonna like punish you in the Allah's name, and he tried to suffocate me. So by then I basically I just tossed him out, and I was asking what's going on, then figured it out, there's some tricks. But then I felt, oh, this is a like religion, it's a serious thing. That's the first time I encountered that. And second time is that when they're building highways near my city, like from Beijing to my city, there's this cave that always falls down during construction and kills a lot of workers. And then they hired like this like master of some religion, maybe Buddha or Taoism master, and saying, oh, basically look at the shape of the mountain, the outline, and it looks like a Buddha lying down sleeping, and you are basically awaking him. So they did like a little temple on the side of the mountain. Then the construction got completed without more. But that's the second time I say, oh, people, because I saw the mountain, I saw like the little new temple they put on. I'm like, hey, people are actually believing this. And also like same logic in Shanghai, like the highway in between
Yes.
Nanbei, Gaosu and Inner, right? There's a big pole, has like dragons on it. Yeah. Yeah, they say like at the construction, the bridge always like breaks down, and some master said, oh, this is the like the spine of a dragon, and you should not do this. So let's like make this pool covered by dragon art, and then it got completed. So these are the two times I encountered like the Shanghai one doesn't count. Then after I got to Canada, right, the first people start to preach me are the this guy called Jeremiah from Hong Kong, and yeah, ask me like, oh, are you a believer in Jesus Christ? I'm like, I'm not sure, but I'm very curious. So we went to the study group every Friday.
Oh yeah, you went to Alpha. You went to the Alpha.
Yeah. So just like a bunch of teenagers having like an extra class of Jesus, or AKA just socializing and partying. Back then there was no Facebook, no anything, so that was fun just to meet people. Yeah, but I don't know what to say. I just stay there and look at pretty girls. Yeah, and later I also, because I met some Korean friend, they say, "Are you a believer of Jesus Christ?" And I said, "Huh." And then we went to meet the Korean Jesus. We went to like a camp, and they have like a really like the camp was fun. It's just like summer camp, barbecue and games. But at night there's this praise session, and I was brought down into like a gym with all the kids like kneeling down and praying for, I forgot how long, but it was very long, like a 30-minute or an hour prayer. Like they just sit there and talking to themselves. So I was there closing my eyes, taking it as like a sauna yoga. I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Everybody seems like believing this, so I should try to talk to you. And then people start to approach me, put their hands on my back, like touching me. They're like giving me positive vibes and stuff. So I got spooked and went back home the next day. Yeah. But there were also very pretty Korean girls there too. Then
I don't mind getting my back fingered by a pretty Korean girl.
I know. It's not even fingered. It's the whole palm.
Punished by God. I curse you.
Yeah, I think one of the crazy things which I have seen is like, these people who believe in religion, and including in China, I think they believe in this concept of cursed, like, a certain thing, like what you were mentioning about this street or this mountain being cursed, and that's why people died and stuff like that. And I think that actually makes it more firmer for a lot of people to kind of like, I don't believe in religion, but I am scared of a curse. Again, it's all goes back to the fear, right? I think till the time we are not able to like conquer fear in better terms or other terms, where we identify the problem of vulnerability, problem of loneliness, and anxiety as mental issue, and not really as a issue which can be solved by religion. Of course, some issues can be solved by religion in a very interesting way, like what you mentioned. Like it creates a sense of community. So sometimes probably it's better. It's like an AA, like Alcohol Anonymous kind of group, kind of Addiction Anonymous group, where you kind of get together with people with weak mind, and you give each other support in a very, very human way. So it's not religion which helps you, it's people who are in that group which helps you. I think that is a good thing. I think that is I think the only good thing about religion is that it gathers people of similar mindset, and they can become a support group for a vulnerable person. But I think what the additional aspect of religion, which is the religious economy, or this blind belief, or believing that there is only one God like Jesus Christ and he's better than my Jesus is better than your Jesus kind of ordering, my Allah is better than your Jesus, is what has actually caused a lot of problems. And I feel that China is going to evolve into so-called semi-religious country eventually, where they find their own belief system. At least I hope
we have a belief system.
Yeah, but at least I hope that they don't jump into arguing for my God is better than other God. I think it's better to have the good parts of religion, which includes community, includes supporting people who are weak, charity, and all those things. Probably empathy towards others, and all those good things. If we can bring that, and I believe that the concept of being good to others and good things will. I don't think good things will happen to you automatically, but it doesn't hurt to be good to others.
Nice, yeah.
Nice.
Also, my dad is a Christian, and so I also went to church with him when I was young, and
he was converted to Christian by
he took the bath and everything
in Canada.
Yeah, the whole shebang. The work.
I think this mentality of conversion is a very, very strongly ingrained in the evolution of Westerners, because if you try and understand how British and French and Spanish they conquered, their way of civilizing people was converting them to their religion.
Right.
So it is still there. So when you move to Canada, I feel they feel comfortable if you are part of a Christian group, or because end of the day these are bloody colonials. Same gene has evolved and evolved and evolved, and then you feel that the knowledge has been passed on, even if it's a dumb knowledge. It's been passed on from generations to generation, and then they believe that this is the best way to. And same has happened in India, because the religious system has benefited a lot of people, and
And this old lady really tried hard to stand up from her wheelchair after the prayer, and I don't know, that just a little bit comical to me. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I think people where they fall down and rise up, people who can
they represent that.
They're called
symbolism
DJs,
is there.
This is like a hypnosis, right? It's pretty cool. I want to learn it.
I think we are approaching towards the end of the podcast. Any concluding statements by our respected Chinese people who don't believe in religion anymore?
Oh, I feel like all religions were produced or invented, created by people and adapted or translated in different ways that originally with good intention, and it helps the mental health. Even today, like mental health is still like a big study that has like most of it uncovered by science. So religion has like some helps on that. So keep the good part, and don't put the forehead on sick people's head and push them down. Ask them to stand up.
What I want to say is anybody who listened to this podcast who wants to convert me, I'm still available.
Nice.
Thank you. On that note, people, please find our way to our podcast, and hopefully God will guide you to our podcast.
Yep. The podcast god.
Namaste.
Podcast god.
Namaste, namaste. Thank you. See you next Sunday with a new topic. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Dongu.
Thank you, Babuji.
Bye from Shanghai
Thank you,
Tripod.
Babuji. Thank you, Dangu. Thank you.